Let's pick up where we left off, which was this homework I gave you. So I left you these four sums, and they were simultaneous equations, so we'll go through them now. If you've already had a go and you just want to check the answers, you can skip forward in the video probably a few minutes, probably 4 or 5 minutes, and then you can check your answers and see where you went wrong. Okay, so first thing we have to do, we'll look at the simultaneous equation. Do the x's or the y's cancel each other out? Well, luckily this first one, the y, this minus y and this plus y, they cancel each other out, okay? So that's brilliant, because now we can treat this like a sum and we can find out what x is equal to. So 2x, and then we can assume 2x plus x. So that's a plus and that's a plus, so we add those together, so that's 3x, okay? And then the 4 and the 5 we add together because they're both plus numbers, so that's 9. Now 3 is being multiplied by the x, so if we want to get rid of it, we have to divide both sides by 3, because what we do to one, we have to do to the other side. And these two 3's, these cancel each other out. So we're left with x is equal to 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So now we know that x is equal to 3. So if we want to find out what y is equal to, I'll just put an underline there. We take one of these equations, and we'll take the bottom one because it's simpler. So it's x plus y is equal to 5. So x is 3 plus y is equal to 5. Now I want to get the numbers on the right hand side and have the y all by itself on this side. So I'm going to subtract both sides by 3. And when I do that, this cancels, and I'm left with y is equal to 5 minus 3, which is 2. So now I know that x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. Okay? And if I put these into either of the equations, they will balance out. Now, if we look at this one over here, I left you a hint. This first sum, it was easy because we had a minus y and a plus y and they cancelled each other straight away. Over here, we don't have something that'll cancel immediately. We have to change it slightly. So let's multiply the bottom equation by minus 1, okay? And if we multiply the bottom equation by minus 1, everything will change. So if we multiply x by minus 1, it becomes minus x. If we multiply y by minus 1, it becomes minus y. And then if we multiply 5 by minus 1, it becomes minus 5. So once we've done that, now we can see that the two y's will cancel. And we treat it like a sum. So 3x minus x is 2x. And then 7 minus 5 is 2. Now we divide both sides by 2. They cancel, so you're left with x is equal to 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Now we know what x is. We take one of the original equations. I wouldn't use this one here because we've changed it, so I'll use this one up here. So I go over here and I write 3x plus y is equal to 7. And I'm going to substitute in 1 for x. 3 by 1 plus y is equal to 7. 3 ones are 3, plus y is equal to 7. Minus 3 from both sides. They cancel, so you're left with y is equal to 7 minus 3, which is 4. So I found out what x is, and I found out what y is. Now, I'm going to have a look here, and I'm going to say, oh, plus y. So I'll multiply this bottom equation by minus 1. And that will turn that into a minus, that will turn that into a minus, and that will turn that into a minus. And then these cancel. I'll put a line underneath. 4x minus 2x is 2x. 17 minus 11 is 6. And then I divide both sides by 2. So we're left with x is equal to 6 over 2, 6 divided by 2, which is 3. I'll take the top equation then over here, 4x plus y is equal to 17. Now I know that x is 3, so I can substitute it in for x. Plus y is equal to 17. 4 3's are 12, plus y is equal to 17, minus 12 from both sides. They cancel. You're left with y is equal to 17 minus 12, which is 5. So that's y, and that's x. That's the answer. Now, over here, we can see the two x's are both positive. So let's change one of the x's so it's a negative. So I'll multiply the bottom equation by minus 1, so that becomes a minus. Now a minus by a minus becomes a plus, and then a minus by a plus becomes a minus. See what I changed there? They cancel, and I'll just draw a line under here. 2y plus y is 3y is equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3. Divide both sides by 3. You're left with y is equal to 3 divided by 3, which is 1. Now we know what y is. We'll substitute it into the equation that we didn't change. So x plus 2y, now y is 1, so we can substitute in for 1 for y, equals 4. So x plus 2 by 1 is 2, equals 4. Minus 2 from both sides. They cancel. X is equal to 4 minus 2, which is 2. I found out what x is, I found out what y is. So that was the homework that I gave you. Now, we've been lucky so far because here we didn't have to change anything. And in this sum here, and in this sum here, and in this sum here, all we had to do was multiply one of the equations by minus 1, because all we had to do was change the sign in front of the x here, the y here, and the y up here. We didn't have to change any numbers. But we are going to start looking at some numbers. So let's have a look at this one here. Now, luckily, this one here we don't have to change. So what I'll do is I'll get you to pause it now and actually try and do this one. Okay, hopefully you've had a go. I would multiply the bottom here by minus 1. So that would make this into a minus 2x. And that would turn that into a minus, and that would turn that into a minus. Those two would cancel. So minus 3y minus 5y is minus 8y. And 1 minus 9 is minus 8. Divide both sides by minus 8. That would cancel. So you're left with y is equal to minus 8 divided by minus 8, which is 1. Because dividing a minus by a minus gives you a positive, okay? So y is equal to 1. Now we know what y is equal to. I'll just underline it. I take the top equation, because we haven't changed it, and I have 2x minus 3y. Now we know y is equal to 1, so we put 1 in there, and then equal to 1. So we got that from up there. Now let's solve this. 2x minus 3 is equal to 1. Now I want to get rid of this minus 3. I want to get it on the other side, so I plus 3 to both sides. They cancel, so I'm left with 2x is equal to 1 plus 3 is 4. And I want to get rid of this 2, so I divide it, and I divide both sides. They cancel. X is equal to 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So now we know what x is and we know what y is. Okay, this one is slightly different because you can see here that there's 2x, and then there's an x, and then there's 3y, and then there's 4. So even if I change the bottom one to be minus, it wouldn't cancel out. Now I could change this 4 and this 3, but I'd have to change them both because I can't change 3 into a 4 and I can't change 4 into a 3. So I'd have to change both of them into 12, and that means multiplying both equations. But there is an easier way to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this x to be a minus 2x so that it'll cancel with this. And I do that by multiplying this line by minus 2. So what that gives me is, once I've done that, it gives me minus 2x, and then minus 2 multiplied by minus 4. Well, that'll change that to a plus 8, won't it? That'll change that to a plus 8 because a minus 2 multiplied by a minus 4 gives you a plus 8, and the 7, sorry, will change to minus 14. Is that all right? Okay. Now these cancel, so I just have to solve this. So 8 plus 3 is 11. Y is equal to 3 minus 14. That's minus 11, isn't it? So then I just want to get rid of this 11, so I divide both sides by 11. They cancel, so I'm left with y is equal to 11 divided by, minus 11 divided by positive 11. So a minus divided by a positive would give us a minus answer, so it's minus 1. Okay, now I know that y is equal to minus 1. I take the equation that I haven't changed up here, I'll just underline that, and I go 2x plus 3y multiplied by y, which is minus 1, equals 3. So 2x and then plus 3 multiplied by minus 1 gives you minus 3 is equal to 3. So I want to get the numbers on the other side, so I plus 3 to both sides. That cancels, so I'm left with 2x is equal to 3 plus 3 is 6, and then divide both sides by 2. They cancel, so you're left with x is equal to 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So I figured out what y is, and I figured out what x is. Okay. Now, for homework, I have 4 questions, and they are like the questions we just did, where it's not enough to just multiply by minus 1, except for this one here. This one you can multiply by minus 1, and you'll be able to solve it. But this one you'll have to multiply by a number, and same with this one, and same with this one. So I want you to have a go with those, and let me know if you're stuck, and let me know if you're getting it fine, if you're able to do this okay.